Folks, we made it. Another edition, another installment, another episode is at our hands, at our feet, and in front of our eyes. I am James. You are you. We are here for another edition of At Home with James. It is Wednesday, September 16th, 2016. It is 9:04 p.m. Unless you're coming to us from the Pacific time zone where it is 6:04 p.m. Let's get right into it. Last night, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about this. James All Alone Part 2. Now, this happened months and months and months ago on what was to be fancy and formal night back in the old days of Instagram Live. Technical issues prevailed. I was on the air alone for an hour. Now, I knew going into last night's edition of All Alone that it would never, nor could it ever be, as magical, as spontaneous, and frankly, as electric as my initial outing all by myself. But if you weren't here, a quick recap in that neither Dave nor Smooth Carla were able to tech last night's show. Thankfully, Dave Kaufman in the booth is back tonight, which means my hands are free. I can click my pen all night long. But because we had no tech, I needed to once again take control of this ship, take control of the show. But because of that, I felt so insecure about my technical capabilities that I was too worried to bring 2 to 3 guests on in the chance that I was unable to successfully tech this show. So it would be very unkind of me to not once again recognize the efficiency and the help provided to us by not only Smooth Carla, but Dave Kaufman. Dave, you're in the booth tonight. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, how does it feel? How does it feel to be back in front of the keys?
It's all right. Not bad.
No, you
Tickling
like
the old ivories.
Yeah, you like? Did you like the night off?
Oh, I loved it. Hung out, had some family time.
Okay,
some wine,
that's great.
some cheese.
Well, I'm sad to have stolen you away from your friends and family this evening, but an unpaying job beckons.
Yeah, they understand.
Well, I'm glad, and that's why I like to think of myself as a bit of a family friend in the Kaufman-Howard household.
You are.
Wonderful.
You're like a little brother to my daughter.
Well, Dave, after that kind statement that you just made, maybe we'll check in a little bit. On to tonight's festivities. We have got, for the third straight week, another run of primary candidates in the Dude of the Year primaries as we march forward and forward, as we inch closer and closer to the Dude of the Year elections, which will be taking place in the month of November right here on twitch.tv/athomewithjames. Of course, the person in charge of these elections, sponsored by Maurier, is the half man, half cigarette known as Dude Maurier. What we're going to do in just a few moments is we're going to bring Dude Maurier in, and we're going to do a quick recap of everything that has brought us to week 3 of these primaries. Much later on in the night, friend of the show and the man who holds the honor of being bestowed with #1 viewer in At Home with James history joins us, not as a viewer, but as a guest, as what I am now calling the At Home with James top chief political analyst. This guest knows more about politics than I ever dreamed to or care to. Syd Roc will be here. We'll be talking not only primaries, but a variety of political issues. Before we do that, as mentioned, let us welcome the one and only half man, half cigarette. This is Dude Maurier. Dude Maurier, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Twitch. How are you?
Hold on. There we go. Here we are.
Dude Maurier, how are things?
It's going pretty good.
Did you just have a cigarette? What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking a Newcastle. Let me point it to the camera. Some product placement. And nothing feels better than drinking and smoking at the same time.
Well, I've heard a lot of great things about people who like to pair the two. Can you take us through the flavor profiles?
Sure. Well, you get nice and tipsy. You want to be like 2 to 6 beers in. And then you light up a cigarette. And boy, It's a rush.
Yeah, we'll take us through what kind of rush this is.
Your head gets a little light. You ever try drugs, James?
No, I never have.
Well, you ever listen to Jimi Hendrix while looking at a lava lamp?
I can't say that I have, but I've imagined it.
Okay. You ever look at the great night sky and your mind gets carried away?
You mean imagining?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So you're telling me that's what it's like? It's like It's like looking at the great night sky and your mind gets carried away.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't want to get too zen with this. I want to talk about why you are here. Of course, you are sponsored by Maurier.
You ever choke yourself and jerk off?
Or are you asking me if I have ever participated in autoerotic asphyxiation?
Yeah.
Like Michael Hutchins?
Sure.
No.
Okay.
Any other parallels?
No.
Okay, great. Well, you are here to bring us, again, another primary. The dude, is this still the dude of the month? Because this is the third time this month.
Dude of the month.
Okay, so we're about to have our third dude of the month, and these primaries will then go into the dude of the year.
But election. We're doing the dude of the month for October now.
So we are preemptively doing the October dude of the month, but we had two dudes of the month for the month of September.
No, the last dude of the month was the dude of the month of July. This one's for October, and the first one was for September.
So no August?
Not yet.
So we're going to retro. So we've done July, September, and this is for October, but we're going to do August next time.
Maybe not next time.
Okay,
but
so
we will do August.
Okay, great. So I'm starting to learn more about this as it goes along. Well, let's talk about 2 weeks ago when Steve Spiros won the popular vote. You called it very quickly by a landslide. Yeah, get yourself comfortable there. Steve Spiros of Kitchener-Waterloo, a man who went berserk during a fashion interview and talked about his, I guess, what people would deem questionable behavior. He ripped his shirt off in Dundas Square, told the interviewer that he loved her. Tell us a little bit about our first primary winner.
Well, Steve Spiros, classic unstable interviewee, hell of a guy. I mean, you summed it up pretty much. He ripped his shirt off. His body, 6 out of 10. And he was he mentioned vampires and how he's not one. And he also mentioned that the crazies come from Waterloo.
Yeah, it's true. There's also a religious undertone. So do you think that's what provided him with the popular vote in fast fashion?
I think so. There's a big religious vote, as everyone knows. That's why the Republicans go for the religious demographic with their pro-life stance. That's why Steve Spiros won, because of the pro-life voters in the chat.
Okay, so you think because of the religious undertones, the pro-life and religious, otherwise, I guess you call them the Republicans of the chat. That's
the Republican fans.
Yeah, that's what.
Home with James.
That's what made it a lock for Steve Spiros. Okay,
right.
Now let's talk about last week's primary victor. This was against someone, and this whole situation took place in Toronto. It was a man. Yeah, your glasses are all over the place there, dude. Maurier. There they are. This man was angrily trying to get into the Eaton Center, a shopping center in Toronto. For some reason, the doors were locked and he was ranting and raving at the door. Tell us why you think this person ran away with the vote.
Well, the first thing I'd like to point out is that both of these people were in Toronto. Interesting.
Well, tell us why it's interesting.
Well, you would think all the dudes in the world, you'd have more representation from different cities.
Such as?
Well, other cities, Seattle, Los Angeles, Mexico.
Was that Mexico?
Mexico.
Sounds like you were almost a little self-critical of that. Well, what do you expect going into tonight's vote? You've got how many candidates do we have tonight?
Like 7. A lot of candidates, but we'll cut them for time.
Oh yeah, that's music to my ears. Well, dude, Maurier, I'm gonna let you get ready because we've got a big election tonight. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit more competitive than it has been in past weeks as we get ready for the big night in November.
Sounds good.
Thanks, dude, Maurier.
All right, take care. See you soon.
Yeah, that was a polite exit from dude Maurier. If you are wondering, yes, he was in fact sucking an ass. That's his code for smoking a cigarette. Some people say, you know, I'm having a dart, having a smoke. He calls it sucking an ass because, of course, dude Maurier is a half man, half cigarette. So where his posterior would be, if he were a person, that's the filter of the cigarette, the ass of the cigarette. Folks, before we get ready for our primary election, let us welcome the one and only great guy, well-wisher. We're going to talk some primary politics. Here he comes, coming in hot, Syd Roc. Syd, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing great, little cutie. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for acknowledging me with a name that very few prefer to call me. And I really feel like not only is election night going to fire things up, but that nickname is going to be fired up now, Syd.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I wasn't aware that like I was chief political correspondent or whatever. Those are some big shoes to fill. So
yeah,
let's see what I can do.
Well, I'll be honest, it came to me. It came to me almost in the moment. So I've given you the name without really clarifying it with you.
Well, hey, I'm ready to take a swing at it. And it's primary season.
Yeah, that would be chief political correspondent. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. Syd, let's quickly chat about tonight's primaries. Not to beat a dead horse, I know that you gave your vote to Steve Spiros. Take me through why he left such a lasting impression on you.
Oh, well, you know, it's all about generating emotions, and Steve Spiros was so freaking creepy. It was crazy. Like, I'm not sure how the interviewer who was interviewing him kept it together.
Right.
Especially when he like fucking ripped his shirt off at the end. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's something to be said about the interviewer being able to maintain a semblance of composure during that. You can see the interviewer trying to hold it together, and I think for that she deserves a raise for whatever company she was working for. Let's quickly transition.
From memory, she didn't even break.
No, you could see moments of like, you could tell there was a tongue biting her and inside the cheek, so there was something to be said about that. Last week we had the guy trying to break into the Eaton Center, or at least demanding to be let in. Now here's my question. Did that person get your vote last week?
He did.
So you're 2 for 2.
I am, and kind of by accident because I was making wings that night, and I remember at a point during that segment I had to bail to like tend to the oven.
Yep.
And I missed one of the entrants, but I did catch him, and it was awesome. To One Busy Lizard, I only have one kind of wings. They're the wings that they sell at Adonis. That's basically what I've been eating on since this lockdown started back in March. Like I always liked them, but I've been fucking packing them in.
Well, I feel like, and I know this has been rumored, some type of wing night between you and Dave Kaufman. I feel like this is the perfect type of absurdity for this show, is some type of wing night.
Yeah.
Well, as we discuss tonight's primaries, quick prediction, what do you expect? Because you're going to stick around to see our candidates. Is there anything you're expecting or maybe forecasting for this evening?
Well, there's one thing that one good habit that I've built, and both as someone who dabbles in poker every now and then, and as someone who follows politics relatively. I'm sure there are many people more informed than me, but you got to bet with the trends. And my prediction is, if there is one person from Toronto that person will take it tonight. That's
okay, so
that's
might
the only
have
prediction.
we might have 3 candidates from Toronto for the dude of the year by the time November rolls around. Okay, I think
And
that
you know
makes
what? I'll broaden it a little. Even if there are several candidates from Toronto tonight, one of them will get it.
Okay.
That's
so
the
this is
prediction.
interesting. I like what you're thinking. So if you're in the chat and you're conflicted about what to feel tonight, our chief political correspondent says you have to follow the trend. The smart money is on some type of candidate from Toronto. Well, Syd, I know you had mentioned it. We're going to veer away from our primaries tonight. You're a very politically inclined person. I see your tweets. I'm entertained by your takes. I like that you're unabashed in following your beliefs. Now, let's quickly break into this. You would consider yourself to identify as a libertarian.
Yes, I would. I've been a libertarian for about 10 years now, roughly.
Okay, so what was the moment that you were like, I'm all in? What caused it? Was there something, or was it like, no, this is making a lot of sense to me?
Oh, actually, yes. There was it was a very specific moment. Like before what I'm about to describe, I was a pretty standard issue socialist, like most people in Quebec are. And then when I started listening to a show called the School Sucks podcast. You can find it at schoolsucksproject.com. I will gladly plug that show. But I caught the host his name is Brett Venat, and I caught the School Sucks podcast at the angry phase, but now he's moved more towards solution instead of bitching about the problems. It's a very old show. But all that being said is when I started listening to that show, I went from being a socialist to libertarian in the space like a couple days. It was crazy.
Okay, so you bought in. Now, for people who don't know, myself included, very, very generalized opinion of it. How would you define what being a libertarian is and what it means to stand for it?
It's all about freedom. That's the core value at the center of everything. For a libertarian, and I would say the more consistently you apply it, I guess the more there's something like big L and small L libertarian. I'm not well read enough to explain the difference between that, but I would say like on the soft core side, it would be like, you should be able to say whatever you want as long as you're not inciting for violence or whatever. And at the hard core, it's like get rid of government, privatize everything, and well, that's more of a right libertarian. I know left-wing libertarians, they're more like get rid of the government and unionize everything. That's kind of the difference.
Now, would you say that you kind of rest in the center, or is there one way that you tend to lean, or is it kind of fluid?
Well, I haven't taken the political compass test in a while, but I like to think of myself as very well. For those of you who don't know, the political compass is it's a quiz where there are 2 axes, and the up-down axis has authoritarian at the top and libertarian at the bottom, and on the left-right axis is the typical left-right. It's more economics. So I would consider I like to think of myself as really deep down on the libertarian axis and a little to the right. I have absolutely no problem with worker co-ops, but if I start a business and it goes crazy, I'd like to keep as many of the profits as I want, basically.
Okay, so understood. We understand that now. So obviously, there's some fun stuff going on in the States this year. Not to talk about other elections. I know that ours is the big one, but there's one happening south of the border. As someone who I know is interested in American politics, as I think we all tend to be, but some of us are certainly more plugged in, as the kids say, than others. What's your take on what's going on right now, and how do you not only forecast, of course, our elections, but where do you see things going in the States in November?
Oh, well, I've already given you the forecast for the big election, which is the dude Maurier dude of the month. But to talk about more casual things, I think the Wait, what was your question related to the U.S. election?
Yeah, where do you see things going? How do you forecast what's going to go on there? And they're kind of small potatoes election.
Yeah, the thing. Okay, first of all, I don't think there's such a thing as an enthusiastic Joe Biden supporter. I think anyone who wants to get Biden in office is mainly more about getting Trump out of office. While I have both those names in my mind, I would fucking love for like a bipartisan panel of mental health experts to give both of them a mental health test. That would be fucking awesome, because you'll hear people attack Trump's mental health when really Biden is the opponent, and vice versa. That would be really entertaining. But to come back to your question, as far as what I think will happen, the thing that scares me is no matter, unless it's a landslide, no matter who wins, the opposite, the losing side is going to claim shenanigans. And I have no idea what's going to happen in that regard. So I hope whoever wins solidly enough to just like bring the hammer down on that shit. Because if it's a close election, holy shit, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Although I will say this might be unpopular, but let's just say in a world where Donald Trump loses and it's like close-ish, the idea of him just being like, no, I'm not leaving is entertaining, right? Is like, that might be unpopular, but watching that play out would be something that we will remember forever.
Oh, okay.
Imagine just like, the president, he's not leaving. He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
He just did laundry. He's not leaving.
Okay,
he just put a fresh batch of wings in the oven.
Yeah, exactly. He has to tend to them.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt that's going to happen. I think Democrats who are worried about that are kind of they can't see past their negative impressions of Trump.
Right.
But if that happened, entertaining isn't the word I would use. It would definitely be interesting, but Jesus Christ, if you thought the COVID recession was bad, I don't know what would happen if I can't imagine, because I think it's never happened. And the reason it never happened is I think the same reason why I don't think Trump would refuse to leave if he was defeated, even in a close election.
Yeah. He'd maybe he'd probably leave some rooms like messy, like when a passive aggressive person
he would totally do. That would be totally within his ballpark.
Like he'd leave like some dog crap on the floor, and like the cabinets would still have crumbs of food in it. Like when you move into a new place, it's like they didn't even wash the bathroom.
He fired the cleaning staff just before.
Yeah. Well, I have this is a quirky question here, Syd. I want you have 2 hours to hang out with Joe Biden. What is it that you do?
2 hours with Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
Like, how do you make the most of it?
I don't know. Like honestly, compared to Trump, Joe Biden strikes me as so uninteresting. I guess I would ask questions about what it was like working with Obama.
Yeah.
I could probably kill 2 hours with that. But like, yeah, if I had 2 hours to kill with Joe Biden, I would basically be talking about the Obama years. I can't see anything else that would interest me. It'd be kind of like interviewing some singer from a band that was really big. They got a one-hit wonder, and no one remembers them anymore. I can't even think of an example right now.
Yeah.
And kind of just talk about that one song.
It'd be like a Tal Bachman, She's So High. Yeah, Joe Biden is the Tal Bachman of hangouts.
There we go.
Where would you hang out with him, and what would you be doing?
Wow. I have to elaborate on this. I
can see you. I think you go get an ice cream cone with him.
I was thinking of ice cream. That would be epic. and maybe, I don't know, take a tour of the UN or some shit.
Okay, so you and Joe Biden are touring the UN eating ice cream cones.
Yeah, there we
Okay,
go.
so same question for Donald Trump. What are you doing with Donald Trump, and where is it?
Oh man. Okay, I gotta visit one of his Trump buildings. That would be like, to me, the most interesting place, or the Oval Office itself. But I think what I would. Oh my God. If I'm in Trump, I got 2 hours with Trump again.
Yep.
We're talking about QAnon.
Okay.
And I'm like, what do you think of this? Like, I have some friends who are into QAnon.
Yep.
And it's very interesting to see how they react when you criticize them. And if Trump really is at the head of some secret long con game to rid the world of child sex trafficking, first of all, that would be cool. I don't think anyone would hate for that to happen.
Yeah.
But is that the case though? I'm gonna press X for doubt on that one. But it would be interesting to see what Trump thinks of the people who think that of him. And what else? Man, now I have the opposite problem with Trump. Like,
Yeah.
which things would I like to talk about? Which ones do I choose from? I guess Howie. Oh my God. I would love to chat with Trump about his press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany.
Okay.
I fucking love her so much. Holy shit.
You want Trump to hook you up. That's what you want him to be. You want him to be your middleman. Like, hey, can you put in a word for me?
She is a cute blonde. That you gotta acknowledge that. But that's
you have to. Everyone in the chat, you have to acknowledge it. Our chief political correspondent demands it. But
what I like most about McEnany is how this was more interesting in her early days. Like she has that binder, and the way I described it was her binder always had what I call a trap card, and because like the hostile way that the press is going to treat her is very predictable, and I think the press has adapted to this, but at first it was very interesting to watch her. Basically, she would just keep taking questions until a reporter would activate her trap card, and by that I mean you give her an opportunity to flip to the last page of her binder and read this prepared zinger that she has waiting, and then just end the press conference there and walk out. That was Syd, so awesome to watch.
This is why you are our chief political correspondent on this show, because you've got the inside track. Before we move on to our primaries tonight, I've put together a super list of political figures, and I would like for you to give us a few words. If you can hit it with one word, that's fine. If you want to go into a little bit, that's okay too.
Okay.
Are you ready for the list?
I am. I'll just say if they're not, depending on who's on that list, I might not know who they are.
Okay. So if we don't know, I want you to just come up with anything that pops into your mind. So if your answer is water balloon or whatever, just go. So there are some Canadians on this list. Okay.
Nice.
Syd, let's begin. George W. Bush.
Oh, socialite.
George H. Bush.
Evil.
Jean Chrétien.
Oh, stubborn.
Al Gore.
So boring. Holy shit.
Justin Trudeau.
Pushover. that's the safe for TV version.
well, I want to hear what you have to say about him with the not safe version after Ralph Nader.
Yeah, sure.
Ralph Nader.
Oh, wait. Oh, he was the third party guy. I think he's smarter than many people give him credit for.
Okay, Kamala Harris.
Oh man. Okay, I have a short rant for her. very early in the primary, Kamala struck me as one of the few people who could possibly take on Trump in the general election. And even though she's, her past as like a district attorney was very, I don't like it at all. I think she has a shot. And for that, I guess I'm glad she's on the ticket because it makes it interesting.
Okay, Mitt Romney.
Oh man, he's like a robot. Holy shit. Like I remember when he was running against Obama, when he would say that oh, my favorite song is America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for Forge Sky Forever. He wouldn't even sing it. He would just recite the lyrics. What the fuck?
Okay, so robot. How about Stephen Harper?
Oh man. He I think he changed the game in Canadian politics. I don't follow it as much, but apparently like the dirty politics, Stephen Harper like brought that to the next level in Canada.
Okay, so we got dirty. Let's go. Speaking of, let's go to Rob Ford.
Oh fuck, party animal. let's go with that.
Barack Obama.
Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. He's very good at making people forget about the bad stuff he did.
Okay, let's go with Hillary Clinton.
Oh fuck.
I like all of your answers begin with like, oh no.
the first word that came to mind is evil again, but I already used it, so I want to think of another one. Demonic.
Okay, demonic. Let's go with okay, Bill Clinton.
Oh shit, I already used demonic. No, I don't. I was too young when Bill Clinton was president to have a strong opinion of him. I don't know enough.
Jizz.
Yeah, sure, Jizz. There we go.
Yeah, Jizz. Great. Let's go with Lucien Bouchard.
Oh, the first word that came to mind was turncoat. Like he was like, if I remember correctly, he was like for and against sovereignty, like every other couple years or something.
Okay, let's go Bernie Sanders.
Oh man, he is so consistent. The most impressive thing Bernie Sanders has got going for him is his track record.
Okay. Yeah. And let's go with Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh man. Free spirit. There we go.
Finally,
yes,
fellow libertarian and mayor of Knox County in the state of Tennessee, Glenn Kane Jacobs of the WWE.
Wait, Kane.
Yeah.
Oh, I only know him as a wrestler, so I guess I've heard he's a libertarian, but I haven't heard him speak outside of character. So I will say, world's greatest chief of operations, whatever he had on his coffee mug.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's our list. Sid, are you ready for tonight's primaries? The big election is on his way. Let us welcome Dude Maurier back to tonight's program. Dude Maurier, how are you feeling going into the festivities that are soon to be?
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good.
Did you have any opinions on any of the people that I had put on that list? I had one specifically for you.
Well, I've smoked some cigs with a couple of those folks.
Oh yeah, like who?
Clinton, Bill.
Yeah, so you smoked a cigarette with Bill Clinton? What was the context?
Yeah, not a cigar, James. Don't go there.
Well, I didn't. You did.
I was thinking cigar.
And it wasn't on Epstein's Island either.
Well, there's great delivery followed by polishing off your beer. I have one name for you, Dude Maurier.
Okay.
Former leader of the Canadian Liberal Party, Michael Ignatieff.
Amazing.
Okay, great. Well, this is where our chief.
I've got a question for Sid. This is a real question.
Are you sure?
Coming from a concerned cigarette. you said you listening to this podcast made you a libertarian, but what aspect of the podcast did you get into that?
Oh no, I didn't. It was basically the non-aggression principle, and the fact that you should never initiate violence against people for any reason, and it's the for any reason that people don't apply as consistently as they would like. If you apply that to the government, then basically it becomes an illegitimate organization, because a government is like a legitimate monopoly on the use of force, which basically makes everything they do wrong if you apply that consistently to them too.
Yeah, that's true. The government is a monopoly on violence. They can suck my ass.
Yes, they can.
You heard it here first.
Not to turn this into a rant line here. Yeah, drink up, dude. Let us begin with tonight's primaries. If you're in the chat, we are going to see some of our candidates' political endorsement videos brought to you by Maurier cigarettes.
Yep.
And by night's end, not only will you have voted, but you will have elected a winner of tonight's primaries, as Syd will. Of course, I do not have a say in the matter, and neither does Dude Maurier. So, Dude, what do we have on tap to begin with?
All right, let's go. This is the first one. It's called Ultimate Public Freakout.
Yeah, you didn't say excuse me. You don't know who the you're dealing with. You didn't say a thing because I was standing. Listen, you will have a short life. You don't know who I am. Don't be a tough guy. No, listen. This is my old lady. You respect her, because then you. You apologize now because I come after you, get in your face. You didn't say excuse me. I was standing right there. You walked right by. You rammed the cart. Listen, just shut the up before I shut you up.
I'm so glad I got that on tape.
All right.
Okay, well, this seems like an angry man in what looks to be a Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a Walmart. I recognize the price tags.
Okay, yeah, the yellow ones.
Yeah.
All right, so Syd, what do you think about this first candidate?
I wasn't into it until the filmographer said, "I'm so glad I got that on tape." That for me redeemed the entire thing. But I wasn't feeling that one. I was like, yeah.
You know, I respect that. It seems like he was standing up for what he referred to as his old lady. So he might get the female vote.
Yeah, there we go.
He might win the female vote. I would agree with Syd, actually. Not that anyone asked, but I would agree with Syd because sort of a boring start, a run-of-the-mill confrontation, as happens every day at a Walmart. Really.
Okay.
Slight bump of the cart, and then people are ready to duke it out.
Well, in fairness, that's a strong reaction for a cart bump. But yeah, overall, I agree. I'm very much with our chief political correspondent. I liked the end when the guy was just happy that he got it on tape.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have on tap next, Dude Maurier?
All right, here's next. This one is woman sets her boyfriend's car on fire and takes off running. Spoiler. Okay, so she's filling the car with gas, and now she's got a barbecue. Oh.
Is she wearing a COVID mask? Oh God.
No. Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Well, now we're just watching it burn.
Well, no, who's the candidate here? Is it the woman or the car?
I think the car is up for Dude of the Year.
Okay.
And it's a Jeep.
Right. Okay, so
the people watching now have an idea what the delay is.
Yeah.
You can tell.
I'm getting a production note from Carl Lamont in the chat that the candidate is in fact the burning car.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's go. This time around, we'll start at the tail end of things. Dude, what did you think about that?
Well, I liked the car didn't give up easy.
Yeah,
because when she poured too much gas in there
right.
to a car that's probably already full of gas.
Yeah,
And she felt it when she lit it ablaze. And
Yeah,
it threw her off of her feet.
if this was some type of like Fox series from the 90s, this would be When Cars Fight Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Syd, let's go to you. What do you think about that one?
Man, if the candidate is the car, if the candidate is the car, we might have our winner. That car didn't take no shit.
Okay, so you're
that car
firmly
showed that lady who's boss.
all right. Well, apparently, I'm getting confirmation that the candidate is the burning car. So we have our first, I guess, object.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
now in the primaries. Dude, Maurier, let's go to our next candidate. So we've got an angry Walmart shopper and a car on fire.
This one's a little longer, but I'll maybe we'll pause and maybe we'll skip ahead. We'll
Sure.
see. And this is Crazy Lady flips out a driver.
Classic title.
What's your driver's license number?
I don't have to give that to you.
Let me see your driver's license.
You're not a police officer.
You just hit my vehicle.
Ma'am.
Give me your driver's
You
license.
pulled right out in front of me.
Yeah, and when someone pulls in front of you because there's an emergency, you slow your rear end down and you stop.
Okay, these
Have
are
you
not
ever
cars.
had someone have an emergency
These are not
and
cars.
pull in front of you?
These are not cars. They don't stop on a dime.
It doesn't matter. You have to be far enough behind.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the whole
You should
incident.
have picked up my trash, big boy.
I picked up your trash.
No, you didn't. You want to go see what you left?
I left the carpeting and the
You were
padding.
supposed to pick up everything.
Nope, 4 bags.
Yeah.
What you're serving
Oh,
for.
you are in so much
And
tea
last
crap.
week I
Well, you
picked
wait
up
till
more
your
than
boss
this, too.
tells you what you
He's
got to
on
pick
his-
up.
All right, so I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to make sure that everyone's on the same page with what exactly is going on.
Right.
So, this lady left her trash out for this gentleman to pick up, and I guess she left out too many bags, and he only took some of the bags. So
It sounds like he left some carpeting.
He left some carpeting, yeah. So she chased after him and pulled in front of him, and he couldn't stop in time, and so he banged the back of her car.
Yeah.
So we'll continue.
Yep.
Way here, too,
You
man.
think you get to decide what you pick up and what you
No,
don't?
it's what you ordered.
You little twerp.
It's what you ordered.
You little twerp. I know what I ordered.
Okay.
And you're going to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. You like your job? You like it?
Yep, I do.
Yeah. Well, good luck, because you ain't going to have it. Pass today, baby. You could have really hurt me. You know that? You're in this big vehicle and you come slamming.
She's still going.
You could have freaking killed me, man. You are some big, big doo-doo, baby.
Like her use of the term doo-doo.
Oh yeah,
And are you in trouble?
she's heating herself up.
Pissing your pants already.
I'm not, because it's all on video.
Thank God. Thank you, Jesus Christ, for videos. Yeah!
She's religious.
Well, she might have the religious vote.
They pull in front of you.
She might have the
You
religious
slow
vote.
down and you stop.
I
boy.
tried to slow down.
You didn't try hard enough, baby.
These don't
Because
stop
you
on the
slammed
dime.
into the back of me.
These don't stop on
Well,
a
you
dime,
should
man.
know that. You should have picked
You
up my
didn't give me
trash.
time. You didn't give me time.
You should have done your job, baby.
I picked
but
up
you
all your
didn't, and
trash.
after today, you ain't gonna have it.
She sort of sounds like Macho Man.
Is it really worth
Yeah, there's something
this
to her.
trash?
Oh,
Like
it's
there's
worth
like
every penny, baby, because I've been working with you, with your rear end for weeks.
Is it worth getting in an
I told
accident?
you what you were supposed to do. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Okay.
Like a damn child.
All right.
And you can't even follow instructions.
Why don't you go back
How old
to your
are
vehicle?
you?
Why don't you go back to
Ba
your
ba
vehicle?
baby, ba ba baby. Da 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 da.
Speaking in tongues.
yeah.
She's not done.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is one of those 10-hour YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Picked up my trash. That's all you had to do was follow instructions.
I picked
But
up your
you couldn't
trash.
handle it.
I picked up your
You
trash.
left some padding and you left some cat litter. And you know what? Now you're
Yeah, yeah, for sure she needs cat litter.
Yeah. Her house is a mess.
Someone comes out for trash, and if it's a 4-bag limit, let me say this to the universe, and you go to a customer's
She's in the middle of the road.
and they got 5 bags, then you charge them for 1 extra.
Yelling at
And
no
you got
one.
enough common sense to pick the sucker up. This guy ain't got no common sense.
But you know what? She hasn't cursed once.
Is that true?
She said,
Oh,
dude,
wait.
she called the guy a
Hold on.
twerp. See, yeah, very juvenile.
No! I'm so scared. Yeah, you better be scared.
Oh my God. Our candidate is
man.
becoming unhinged. This is her Howard Dean moment.
Yeah, it's the Dean. If we're getting political, it's the Dean scream. All right, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to jump in here. It sounds like she's got a pretty strong platform and that she is for the, she wants the streets to be clean of garbage. She doesn't want garbage to be left out on the street. So it sounds like she's in a community cleanliness.
That's true. I like your sort of positive spin on it.
Well, she's also, she's going through a hard time. She's abusive to people. She's like, you're not going to have your job for much longer there, you little twerp. Yeah.